Hello and welcome back, everyone, to Legacy of the Duelist on Rabbit Commentaries. And in this episode, we're continuing on with the Arc V season with Shay versus Sora making the cut.
Yes, it is true that he is my father, which is why I happen to know that I am way better than him at this game.
All right, yeah. There's a little bit of character background stuff going on, and how Shay doesn't want to be dueling again for the Leo Institute, but he's doing it anyway because he's hunting down Sora. And it's really weird. It's really weird to Yuya and Zuzu that he's hunting down Sora, because Sora's facade is that he's actually one of the nicest persons around, but it is a facade as demonstrated by his archetype. But first, we have to go over Shay's archetype, Raid Raptors. Raid Raptors is one of the most consistent Ixies engines ever printed, and I don't know how the fuck to use it. They're relatively straightforward, to be perfectly honest. As soon as once you actually understand what names mean in Raid Raptors, you can actually build combo lines very easy. But I don't know what the fuck names mean at the moment, so we end up having some pretty significant problems. Sora, on the meanwhile, is running Fluffals, and by extension, Frightfur. Yeah, I absolutely adore the Fluffal archetype. I think that the Fluffal archetype is among the best archetypes that Konami has ever actually printed, and I love seeing it in action. Sora is running a watered-down version of it for this duel, but don't sleep on how powerful Fluffal / Frightfur actually is. They get some really awesome toys later on, just not here.
Cute and cuddly by appearance, but they'll kill you in your sleep if you decide to sleep with your teddy bear.
Vanishing Lanius effect. In order to successfully normal summon Vanishing Lanius. And then we can use Raid Raptor Call.
My God, I think I might have had a revelation. Some people will criticize Yu-Gi-Oh! For not making the game more accessible to new players by, for example, Magic's idea of reducing the amount of, overwhelmingly large volume of information on a card is using keywords. So I realized Yu-Gi-Oh! Has been using keywords all along. It's the name of the card.
Kinda, sorta. The name of the card relates to its archetype more often than not.
Well, right. You have to understand how it fits into the archetype, but this form of nominalization allows practiced players to more quickly say, okay, I'm going to Rise Falcon this, I'm going to call this, without saying the entire name of the card. And just as long as everybody's on board with the archetype, I understand it's really like a conflict of different languages, that you could piece together a game pretty coherently.
Oh, look, Fluffal sheep.
So they are stuffed animals. We are suturing together animals.
Suture isn't really the correct term, after all. Now we have Frightfur Lido, which is a stuffed line with a shitload of blades on it. So.
Right. So Sid from Toy Story had just basically put together with tape and a screwdriver a monstrosity.
Yeah.
Woody is horrified.
And then, by using our rank up magic spell, we can actually go from Rise Falcon into Blaze Falcon.
Nice.
Shay's deck, especially at this point in the game of his arc, is very specifically all about getting into Revolution Falcon. I don't know how the fuck to do that with the cards that I've got. So I'm trying my best just to get into the bigger Falcons. Blaze Falcon is honestly one of the better counters to Sora. To be perfectly honest, I'm not entirely sure how I'm really supposed to utilize it effectively, but I do know that it is a really, really good answer to of Sora's deck of Frightfur monsters. Because whenever Blaze Falcon successfully does things, well, things blow up. It's very nice.
Jesus. Well, I suppose it is. Oh crap! She's going into another fusion.
Sora is a small child, but he is a male small child.
I have the worst time to see if I was looking at, you know, a living breathing person, fine. But I'm looking at a character that, and honestly, I've been tripped up more than once as to what is the correct gender pronoun designation for some of these characters. Granted, I should know better because Sora is the name of the main character from Kingdom Hearts, who is a male.
Yes. Things are looking rather grim, Mr. Cloud, but I'm relatively certain that we can get back into Blaze Falcon with the cards that we've got.
I think, well, that booster that we just got could be a real boost to our defense. However, if he goes into another big critter, then we're in real big trouble.
Don't worry. The only other big critter that he's got is a Frightfur Chimera, and I don't even remember if this duel actually lets him use Frightfur Chimera. I don't think it does.
Chimera would be an appropriate type of combination creature that not only can polymerization put it together, but also any dingus with enough toys that are broken down and leaking stuffing out with sewing needles, glue, tape, and other implements of creation could put together. Rise, my falcon, rise!
Okay, so we're going to use Rise Falcon's effect, detaching, I think Booster Strix, right? Yeah, we detach Booster Strix in order to steal the attack stats of the Frightfur Bear, and then kill it, which will get our other Raid Raptor back into our graveyard.
Wow, and the attack gain doesn't end at the end of the turn.
Oh, look, Frightfur Sheep.
You're telling me that's a fright to look at. It looked like a stuffed sheep with spider legs.
Okay then. There we go. That is the continuous spell that we've been after. Raid Raptor Nest. Nest will allow us to, as long as we can hold two Raid Raptors on the field at once, to search our deck for any of the Raid Raptors that we actually need. For example, this is one of the vultures, right? Yeah, this is the Venge Vulture.
Okay, we got not enough power on the board to take out all of his creatures.
Actually, I don't know if we can kill Chain, but yeah, oh dang it! I screwed that up.
Right,
I was actually supposed to have a Rise Falcon attack Chain first, and then have him kill Sheep. Oh well.
Yeah. It's alright, he fucked up his move by switching his monster to attack mode. Oh crap, what is he doing now?
He's bringing back Gym Sabers and setting a monster. Thankfully, we can attack both of those. And we can also use a Brink of Magic Revolution Force if we need to. Although it doesn't look like we're honestly going to need to do that. So, activate Nest. And let's see. Tribute Lanius. That'll work. Again, the big issue with learning Raid Raptors is figuring out which names you actually need in order to do your stuff. Once you know what names you need, it's actually pretty simple, but...
He got a spell card.
Okay, let's kill Sabers. And then have you kill, hopefully, Sheep, right? That's Rabbit. Alright.
It was a rabbit. Nice. And they all have wings, I noticed.
They do, because they're all supposed to be, angelic. They're all supposed to be angelic monsters. A majority of them are fairies.
They are fairy type now that you mention it, yeah. I was going to say, great inspiration for a plushie merch line.
I don't know, honestly, because the Frightfur monsters, which are the actual bosses, just they have too many blades on them. You can't make plushies out of those.
Well, I mean, you don't make them out of actual blades. You just make them bendable. They kind of look like tassels.
Okay, so we summon Necrovulture. Then we use Nest in order to grab something.
Yeah, as long as we have at least 2 Raid Raptors on the field, we got this. However, if we don't have 2 Raid Raptors on the field, we lose.
So, which one do I want to go? Do I want to go Sharp? Do I want to go Fuzzy? Do I want to go Vanishing?
A lot of level 4s, I noticed.
Yeah, a majority of the Raid Raptor monsters at this point are level 4s. So, yeah, as annotation mentions here, I'm effectively learning this deck as I go.
Annotation, short for Annotations, Gerdat, one of our most helpful companions during this exploration of Legacy of the Duelist on Raid Raptor Commentaries.
All right, now we can use Fuzzy, Necro, and is it Necro and Tribute? Yeah, I think it's Tribute. In order to go into Rise Falcon.
Rise, Falcon, rise. We'll send all the teddies to the sky.
Detach Fuzzy Lanius in order to steal the stats of Leo. Have Rise run over Edge of Chain, and then...
Oh, you just let him get the answer he needed.
Revolution Force.
Nice. We get to attack again.
We do, specifically by ranking up our Rise Falcon into Blaze Falcons and then attacking directly.
Great endgame play. I actually like this a lot. Finally giving a point to creatures that can attack your opponent directly.
Yay! It took us forever to beat Sora. Yeah, we're supposed to end with Revolution Falcon. I have no idea how to get into Revolution Falcon. Alright, we got Fluffal Rabbit, Sheep, and a Jimsaw. So now things get a bit unhinged.
So let Gong get this straight. You fusion summoners are all alike.
Well, they kind of are, sadly, because... Hey, Yuto. I really like Yuto's design. So, as Sora is saying here, yeah, we have multiple dimensions going around now, and we're not actually in the primary dimension at the moment. We're actually in the pendulum dimension.
That is just amazing to me that the show has been waiting to reveal this to us this entire time.
Yeah, Yudo and Shay are from the Ixies dimension. Sora and Sora specifically is from the fusion dimension. I don't think Julia is. And here we have our first character from the synchro dimension, Yugo. You should start seeing a pattern, Mr. Cloud.
I'm just at a loss for words because my entire Yu-Gi-Oh! Canon world just got turned upside down, baby.
Yeah. In the next episode, we will do Yugo versus Yuto, and I do not do this fight well. Yugo is running an archetype that is actually really powerful, but I have no experience with, whereas Yuto is running a more powerful archetype. Be safe, everybody.